Today's discussion is part 4 and the final episode of this first series called What I Wish All My Family and Friends Knew About What It's Like to Live with Chronic Illness. Hi everyone, I'm Amanda, and this is Chronic Illness Candor, where we talk openly and honestly about what it's like to live with chronic illness, both for the patients and for their loved ones. Disclaimer, I am not a therapist, I am not a medical professional, and I'm not offering any medical advice. If you haven't watched parts 1, 2, or 3 of this series yet, I encourage you all to watch them, and I'll put the links for them in the description below. And now for part 4. Dear family and friends. Previously, we covered numbers 1 through 15, so today we're starting at number 16, although these aren't in any particular order. Number 16, why I'm able to do this, but not that. Maybe sometime you see me out and about, at the grocery store or on a lunch date with my husband. You may see me playing with my grandkids or out walking my dogs, and I seem perfectly healthy to you on those occasions. And then I don't show up at a meeting or an event where I'm expected. Maybe I don't come to church one Sunday, and you wonder, why is she able to do all of those things, but she can't just come to this meeting where all she would have to do is just sit there? And it doesn't make any sense in your mind.
That doesn't make any sense.
That doesn't make any sense.
That doesn't make any sense.
Different chronic illnesses can affect people in different ways. And for some of us, it can be more taxing and painful to have to try to sit and hold still than it is to do an activity where we can be moving and changing positions. In my case, the pain from my fibromyalgia makes it really difficult to find a comfortable position. I discussed this a little bit in part 2 of this series when I talked about how important pillows are to me. Basically, every part of me hurts. So when I'm laying down in bed, where my face touches the pillow, it hurts. Where my hips and shoulders touch the bed, they hurt. And my hands and feet are super difficult because wherever they touch the pillow or the bed, they hurt. If I'm sitting up and the back of my head touches a chair or the sofa, I get a terrible headache. But at least when I'm home, I'm able to squirm and roll and move and change positions to try to deal with it. Whereas when I'm at an event or a meeting, I need to at least try to sit still. Now, this doesn't mean that attending these events isn't important to me, because it really is. But I just have to do the best that I can. And please know that I have really good intentions, even if I can't make it. Number 17, let me do what I can, even if it wears me out. What I'm capable of accomplishing will vary from day to day, and I appreciate you being aware of that and wanting to help me. But on days when I'm able to and attempt to do more, please don't try to stop me because you're worried that I'm overdoing it. You're probably right. I am probably overdoing it, and I will pay a price for it later on.
But now that it's happened, I don't regret it.
I still need to be able to accomplish things. It's one of the basic recipes for happiness. We get a sense of joy when we work at something and then finish it, even if it's something small. On some days, I am super happy just to brush my teeth and take a shower, and those are big accomplishments sometimes. And then other days, I might be able to do a load of laundry or help with the dishes. I might even be able to make a meal. Sometimes, but not always. But I do need to feel that I can contribute. Some days, the only contribution I can make is to tell you that I love you and thank you for all of your help. Number 18, I need more spoons and more currency. I know that sounds really weird. So once again, let me explain.
No, there is too much. Let me sum up.
A woman with lupus named Christine Miserandino first came up with what is known as the spoon theory while she was at a diner with her friend, and her friend asked her what it was like to be sick. She used spoons as an object lesson to show her friend how those of us with chronic illness have to make choices about how we use our energy each day. Each spoon represents a certain amount of energy, and each task that we do in a day requires a certain amount of spoons. Many people with chronic illness refer to themselves as spoonies. Before I had heard of the spoon theory, my husband and I discussed these things in terms of a bank account. So I'm going to use that analogy to explain it to you today. So imagine that everyone has a special bank account wherein all of their energy dollars are deposited. This includes all types of energy currency, including mental energy, physical energy, and emotional energy. Every night while we sleep, we each have an amount of energy dollars deposited into our account that we can draw from the next day. Everything that we do, every task, every social interaction uses up some of our energy dollars. A healthy person may wake up with unlimited funds in their energy bank account and not even have to give any thought to how they spend their energy dollars each day. But people with a chronic illness are very limited on their funds, and they never know how much they're going to have in their account the next day. And we have to be so careful, because once our funds for the day are used up, that's it, we're done. We've got nothing left. The amount of energy dollars that it takes to do any given task is subjective. While a healthy person may use only a couple of dollars to get out of bed and get ready for the day, I may need $10 to do the exact same thing. And the amount that it takes can always change from day to day. In special circumstances, I can borrow from tomorrow's fund. But then that means I'll have even less energy dollars to get through my day tomorrow. And the debt always has to be repaid. Regardless of which analogy you like to use, hopefully this helps you to better understand what it's like to live with a chronic illness. I'll put a link to the spoon theory in the description below. Now, as a side note right here, aside from energy dollars, those of us living with chronic illness also need more real dollars. The financial costs can be devastating. We'll talk more about that in a future episode. Number 19, I need to catch fish. This is yet another analogy that I'll share with you, and it describes a sort of coping mechanism for me. So in this analogy, fish are my motivators. They are something exciting that I can look forward to. I'll give you an example. For me, one of my favorite types of fish is a cruise vacation. I have this imaginary fishing pole and I cast out the line across the calendar to the date of my fish, hook into it, and then instead of reeling the fish into me, I slowly reel myself into the fish. Now, if this all sounds crazy, you're absolutely correct.
She's just a little crazy.
Having something to look forward to helps so much when it comes to just pressing forward from day to day. It motivates me to keep going through the hard times, to not give up, and to keep trying to improve my health. Now, fish don't all have to be so big and expensive as a vacation. My fish can be many things. They can be the roses blooming in my backyard. They can be FaceTiming with my grandkids. Or it can even be eating an ice cream cone and watching another episode of Star Trek with my husband.
Resistance is futile.
Live long and prosper.
Everybody has their own preferred kinds of fish, but everybody needs to have fish. Comment below, what kinds of fish do you like to catch? And now, last but not least, number 20. I am not my chronic illness. I personally prefer not to be defined by the challenges that I'm facing. I may be a spoonie, but that's not all that I am. I'm a wife, a mother, a grandmother. I'm a sister, a friend, and most importantly, I'm a daughter of God. We are all children of God. Our worth is not defined by our abilities or lack thereof. It is simply inherent in all of us. If you have a chronic illness, remember that your worth is great. It has not lessened because of your illness. You can get through this. We can get through this. We can do it together. If you find this video insightful or helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe, and please share this with your family and friends. Coming up in the next episode, I'm going to talk about the things I have learned from my chronic illness. I would love to hear from all of you. Please comment below or send me an email at the address in the description below. And tell me, what things have you learned from your own or from a loved one's chronic illness? And to any of you out there who may be suffering from a chronic illness and do not feel that you have support from family or friends, please know you're not alone.